right, time now for Better Food. Ribs are usually a big hit whenever they're served, but some of us, me included, wouldn't even consider attempting to make them. It's a big slab of beef, Irene.
Yeah, we're told, though, they're really not that hard to make, and Chef Pete Daversa is here going to prove to us that they're not that bad by walking us through the basics. They seem so intimidating to me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people see it, and, it's a big cut of meat, and they get, a little intimidated by the size of the piece, and I'm here to tell you that it's actually very simple.
Really simple, and you're going to bake these.
We're going to bake them. We're not going to, mess around with a grill or a smoker.
I think that's awesome.
We're going to keep it super simple.
Now, why wouldn't you put them on the grill?
You can. You absolutely can. But for a lot of people, it's intimidating because you've got, one, you're using direct heat, so you got fire directly underneath it, or at least for most grills. This way, you can put it in your oven. You can set the temperature you really want, the desired temp you want, and it's really just you put it in,
and forget
about it, and you come back 4 hours later, and you're all set.
That's right. That sounds pretty easy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right. How do we begin?
All right. So we're going to start with the rub. We've got a bunch of different ingredients here. Literally, you're just going to throw everything into a bowl. We got onion powder, garlic powder. We've got some paprika. This is Chipotle peppers. This is a little hotter and a little smokier.
So that's the heat.
So this is the heat. And if you want to add more of this, you're welcome to. I kind of kept it mild. We've got mustard powder, and then we've got plain old dark chili powder.
There's a lot of spice in there.
There is, but you want a complexity of, some sweet, some savory, some earthiness. Of course, you need your salt, a little bit of sugar, and finally some brown sugar.
I didn't realize how much sugar is in the mix. In the rub.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of sugar. Most rubs do have a lot of sugar in them.
Is this going to be a marinade or a rub or both?
It's just a rub, and literally I put it on right before I put it into the oven or in the smoker or whatever I'm actually going to do.
Right.
So you mix it all together. I've actually already done that here, so this is a completed project right here.
How awesome is that?
So that is literally just the basic prep for the rub. Now for the ribs, the ribs get a little messier. It's a little tougher. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to actually, well, we can do it over here. So I do it in here. Now,
I apologize, Pete, are these beef ribs or
these
pork
are pork ribs? These are St. Louis style ribs. You can get them at any grocery store. They're actually from this side of the pig. Which is right underneath the bacon. So I like it more because it's got a little bit more fat content. It's a little meatier than a baby back rib. Not that baby backs are bad, but so you're going to take a knife, a butter knife. This is a bigger knife than I really need, and you're going to go take this membrane over here and just kind of wedge in there, kind of get it started. Then you want to take a paper towel, or you can use a regular towel, just to grip it because it's a little bit slippery, and you're going to want to pull it off like that.
So you want that whole membrane off of there?
You want the whole membrane off, because what happens is when you cook it, that part gets a little chewy when you want to eat it. So you take that part off. Now, literally,
it does come off pretty easily, though.
It comes off super easy. I didn't, it wasn't a challenging thing. So the next thing you're going to do, and I mean, I'm telling you, this is like the simplest recipe ever, is you're just literally going to sprinkle this on. Now, I don't actually even pat it. I don't even pat it. I just kind of sprinkle it on, and I shake off the excess, and then I turn it over, and I do the same thing on the front.
And again, the membrane is only on the back of the rib.
It's only on the back of the rib. Listen, if you're uncomfortable, you can leave it on.
Right.
But,
you have to chew through it.
Exactly. Expect a little chewiness or a little crispiness on the back of the rib.
Right.
And that's it. That's literally the prep time that's involved in doing these ribs.
And so you just lay it out?
So you're going to want to get a rack like this. Now, I use disposable pans for the obvious reason. They're disposable and it's an easy cleanup.
You don't want to be scrubbing for hours afterwards.
And when you do the rub, it tends to get all over the place. This kind of contains the mess, which is another intimidating part of cooking barbecue. Is it is a little bit messy.
Well, boy, does that look good and smell good.
So then you just put it on there, and you do the same thing with this one. And then you're just ready for the oven.
That's it. And how does it go? How long does it go in the oven for?
I cook it at 225 for about
225, low,
very low.
Heat.
I want to still use the concept of barbecue, which is low and slow. So we do 225. Depending on your size of the rib, it's 4 to 5 hours. You'll really be able to tell when you're cooking it, and I'll show you what the final product looks like. The bones start to pull back. Or the meat starts to pull back from the bones.
What it looks like when it's done.
Exactly.
They're pulled back.
You want me to get the final product?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
I'll get it. Hang on a second.
Now, when they're done, you're going to be cutting them.
I'm going to show you. We're going to cut some up right now, and I'll show you what they look like.
Oh my goodness gracious!
That looks, that looks so good.
And I apologize, Pete. How long did you bake this for? 225 for how long?
These were about 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
Now,
It smells incredible.
if you want to, it's not necessary. Maybe a half hour before you take them out of the oven, you pull them out, put some sauce on top, put them back in just to kind of give it a caramelized look.
Can you cut them up?
Yeah, I'm going to cut them up right now.
This is like enough for a big barbecue, a whole bunch of people coming over your house, right? I mean, seriously.
Well, I mean, technically, I could probably eat almost this whole rack. So
yeah,
so maybe not.
Yeah, so, and then you just want to go, you see the bones, and you just want to cut down on the bones, and you can see how juicy that really is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's
we can see
super juicy. It's ready to go. They don't.
Is there a way that you can tell that you know it's absolutely done when it's in the oven?
Yeah, so you see how these bones, so if you look on these, you can't see any bone here.
Yeah.
Right. On this, the meat is pulled back from the bone. Now, you want to do it slow, because if you do it too fast, it'll shrink up and it'll get super tight.
Okay.
So, one of the reasons behind cooking it low and slow is so that it slowly pulls back.
Okay.
And the fat slowly renders off.
All right.
So when that's done, okay.
Now listen, for a delicious meal any time of the day, be sure to check out Pete's newest endeavor. He's running the kitchen at Charlie's Place, located on West Main Street in Niantic. You're going to find more information on the website, charliesplacerestaurant.com. Thank you. I'd shake your hand, Pete,
Yeah.
but
I'm a little
you're seasoned up. You're seasoned to go.
Thanks, Pete, for coming.
Thanks so much. Nice to see you.